Hi everyone, this is Diane with Sacred Light Integrations. Well, we just did a video on mudras, working with our fingers, but I thought why not a great follow-up to talk about acupressure today. Acupressure is just a home tool that we all can use just like mudras, and we probably already use this a lot intuitively. We don't even realize it when we press on certain parts of our skin. So acupressure is a less invasive method than its pair, which often people know of acupuncture when needles are used. But this method involves simply applying finger pressure to key points along the skin. And it's meant to trigger the energy flow, the life force energy within us to get that flowing and moving. But both of the acupoints, if you're at both of the acupressure and acupuncture, both use the same locations, just one is using a needle to apply the pressure and the other is finger pressure. Now, in moxibustion, which is another form of ancient or Chinese healing, it's actually heat that is used to stimulate the acupressure points. And I might do another video on that for moxibustion because that's another tool that you can use. But what are the benefits of any of these practices? And it's to help improve the circulation, help ease pain, help reduce stress, of course, and enhance better sleep, can help with digestion, can help our lymphatic system. We all know that if you watch my other videos, I have a struggle with my lymphatic system, so I'm always looking for different tools to use to get that lymph moving throughout our body, which helps like a detox and helps our immune system. But the benefits, the list goes on and on. So countless studies have been done over the years to show how this practice of acupuncture and acupressure can really, the evidence really supports that the benefits of using these practices can really help our physical bodies. So the points have certain names like H5, P6, CV 17. What the letters are in front indicates the meridian line that they're on. So if you think about meridians are the energy centers, the energy channels in the body. So if you think about chakras as spinning discs, think about the meridians as vein-like channels that run throughout our body. I always think of the chakras, what draw the energy in, and meridians are the lines that move the energy and distribute the energy throughout our body. So the meridians are named after the organs that are associated with it in traditional Chinese medicine. We'll dive into more detail on that because I can talk for hours on all I've studied with the traditional Chinese medicine. I think it's so fascinating. But for now, we'll just talk about the meridians, what their names are. So you have the stomach and spleen, the liver and gallbladder, the kidney and um, the bladder, the lung and large intestines, and then you have the heart and small intestines. But then you also have the pericardium, which is the sac around the heart, and the triple warmer, which we'll talk about in that video in the future because it's not an actual organ. But then there's also other channels called the conception vessel and the governing vessel. Those are two of the common ones. And like I said, we'll talk about more of those later. But just think about those as energy centers going throughout the body. So if you think about H5, H would be the heart, and 5 would be the fifth point on that meridian. If you see CV17, it's the 17th point along the conception vessel. So that's simply what they're how they're identified. Many of these often have names in Chinese medicine also, but I've seen them called different things where I'm not going to get into that in this video. Like I said, this is just a brief reminder of what the tools that we have available. So I do want to just do a couple little points like we did in the Mudras video. I want to just do a couple. And the one thing I thought about is headaches. How many times do we all have like a headache going on and it's just we just kind of want to relieve that tension. So I want to talk about gallbladder 20. This is a point at the base of the skull, and it's you can feel the depression there. It's on either side of the skull, and it's like two finger widths out from the cervical spine. But if you were just hold that point, so if you can just maybe find it for yourself, the base of the spine, two finger widths out from the spine, and there's a little depression. You can usually feel it there. And I think many of this we may have already, found it intuitively because it's a spot that probably gets pretty tight. I know that I hold a lot of tension in my neck and my shoulders. But if you hold the spot and just take a couple deep breaths, I meant to hold a little bit longer, but for time of video, we'll just let that one sit for now. But just know that that's a location that you have that can help relieve hopefully some of that headache pressure. Again, that we've probably done this one intuitively, but another area that we can hit on is bladder one. So bladder one is helping with the headache, mental stress, and this one is actually known to help with overall health. So I think it's a good one to use. But it's just on the inside corner of the eye, between our nose and the eye. And again, just a very simple pressure there, closing our eyes and just holding that for a moment. Good. So how many times do you think about when we have that headache, we're holding like right here? Isn't that intuitive, or like right where those spots are? So just some things for you to try as you're working through a headache someday, or just want to try some of these for general health. But there are so many great resources out there. You can take complete classes, there's YouTube videos, there's reference materials. Um, I have my favorite that I love, and I'm going to share it here. This is one that's actually for common ailments. So I've used this so many times. I'll drop the link for this in the comments below, but it's the common ailments. So if you're having a certain issue, you can go to the actual ailment. And there's different ones that you can try, like two or three. So to work on for yourself, or if you have a family member that you want to play with that a little bit too. So um, again, another tool that we have at our disposal to help move the energy throughout our body. There's so many different ones. So hopefully these videos are giving you a reminder of what we can have, what we have access to. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.